What in the world, boy? It's your boy Big Low Kuntry. Hope everybody out there is doing great tonight. For everybody out there that don't know me, my name is Big Low Kuntry. I'm just an old country boy, former football coach that love to sit around and talk about sports. You could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us, and we definitely and greatly appreciate it. I also have Coach Roney here.
Hey, hey, ho, ho. Arthur Smith has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. Arthur Smith has got to go. I hear you all chanting along with me. The strong, proud nation of ASGTG.
What in the world? What in the world? You exude grace, Coach Roney. You exude grace.
And humility.
Oh, okay.
Because I was right.
Definitely, man. Look, first of all, if y'all watching the show after we've gone live already, make sure that you put a What in the World Bowl in the comments. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. We would definitely and greatly appreciate it. So, we're here. You know, as a matter of fact, I seen Coach Roney. Let me see, because I don't want to tell no lies. Coach Roney has the thumbnail says, "How did we let this happen?" on the thumbnail. You know, for the show. First of all, we didn't do nothing.
And that was the problem. I told y'all to do something, and no one did anything.
First of all,
let
we didn't
everything
do nothing.
keep going.
You talking like you got a mouse in your pocket. We wasn't.
I'm talking about the toxic fan base.
Wow. Okay, Coach. Wow. You go. Lord have
Those
mercy.
are Arthur Smith's words.
Lord have mercy. First of all, let's show love to everybody that's showing love to us. We got Sterling Woods in here. So what in the world, Bo? Blank was on the sideline today. His look says it. Look, man, it's crazy. P Stars in here. It says, "Please, sweet baby Jesus, save this team. We need a smart coach like the Bulldogs head coach." Man, goodness, great. John Higgins is in here. Much love to you, John. He says, "I can't talk anymore. Arthur Smith has got to go. Coach Roney, I'm just tired. Now this coach, he just doesn't have what it takes." Shouts out to Big Unc 69 that's in the chat. He says, "I can't do it no more." Man, everybody sounds so defeated.
Oh, boy.
Man, well, look, we're going to talk about this. One thing, you know, one thing that y'all know about us, even in the face of adversity and losing games, you know, the goal is to feel better about a loss after we've had it. And I think we kind of mastered that over the few years that we've been together because we've experienced a lot of losses.
So many losses.
So you already know what time it is, man. ATL Skate Man's in here. John Brooks, much love to you. Monte Films is in here. He says, "I wonder what Big Arthur Blank thinking." Right, man, boy. Ain't no telling. Shouts out to Tyler Russell's in the chat. Much love to you. Kenny says, "Coach Roney, please send me the application for the firing of Mr. Guru with the mustache from the Minions movie." He just never wanted them, and he definitely and definitely don't want them no more. Hit the road, Jack. Shouts out to C Double. What in the world, Bo? What's going on? We got some who that's in here. Will Amy says, "Fire Arthur Smith, you gotta go." So look, it's one of those situations. We got a lot of people in the chat. C Double says, "Big Low, you need to grow a goatee because the mustache low Arthur Smith has to go." Shouts out to my homeboy Stephon Mosley from Crunk Lit Fresh. Much love to you, Bo. I see you in here. Much love to you. So let's go ahead and talk about it. I don't even think it's an elephant in the room. I think it is the room. we're standing in it. The Atlanta Falcons lose today, 31-28 to the Minnesota Vikings. A depleted Minnesota Vikings team who were minus a Kirk Cousins. Everyone was saying it was going to be so easy.
Oh, gosh.
When Kirk Cousins, you know, went out last week with his Achilles injury, and you know, we definitely hope he comes back healthy and you know is able to finish his career off. And you know, Justin Jefferson wasn't playing. Then Osborne went out, so you know, Addison and Joshua Dobbs, out of all people, Joshua Dobbs and Addison came in, and you know they basically you know ran up and down the field on our Atlanta Falcons. So moving forward, a lot of fans at the stadium, and I've seen online a lot of fans on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook have all been complaining, saying, "Hey, I think it's time that something's done about this whole Arthur Smith
It was
coaching
trending.
situation."
Fire Arthur Smith.
It was trending. Fire Arthur Smith was trending. Hashtag. Wow.
For Falcons, yeah.
Wow. I hope he put the hashtag in the.
I may have started that trend. I don't know.
Oh, okay, Coach.
No, but for real, it was trending.
Barabino says his daddy need to get him a job at the family business because he ain't it. Oh my goodness. So I see a lot of hashtag ASGTGs and some membership requests in here. I'm seeing a whole bunch of Dirty Bird. A lot of people are coming in with the hashtag ASGTG, Coach Roney. So congratulations on that.
We are a strong and powerful nation of Atlanta Falcons fans who demand better from our team and especially from our coach, who's never had a winning season since he's been here. And this year, he had the easiest schedule. He supposedly had everything he needed that he didn't have the 2 years previous because it was always something else besides him that was the reason he couldn't win before. And look at where we are. So, yes, I'm sure a lot of people are supporting the ASGTG movement.
Oh,
you guys keep putting it in the chat, post it on Twitter, Facebook, tell your friends and your family.
Wait a minute, hold on. Wait a minute.
And subscribe to Arthur Smith has got to go, and also Big Low Kuntry Sports.
All right. Shout out to ATLGA Faithful. He says, I thought Ron said it was ASHGTG. Which one is it? ASGTG. So it's ASGTG. So definitely. But, let's go ahead and talk about it, right? So, we always give our brief synopsis of what happened in the game. Basically, the Atlanta Falcons came out and they kicked 4 straight field goals and got a safety. They couldn't get into the end zone until later on in the game. The defense, they let some big plays go today. So this is the second week in a row where, the defense didn't play, to that top 10, top 5 standard that we've seen the first 7 weeks of the season. Now, moving forward, I mean, you know that your defense is going to let plays go. We know that. You're not going to continuously stop people over and over and over again, especially when you have a semblance of a bend but don't break defense. But what's supposed to resolve all of those issues, you're supposed to have this offensive guru who, whenever he gets the ball to the half-inch line, he has something drawn up where he could get in there. And unfortunately, we just didn't have that today. Multiple times we got in the red zone, we got in scoring position, and we just could not score. The fact of the matter is that there's so many different scenarios that really prevented us from winning this game. For example, if Lorenzo Carter would have gotten into the end zone with the fumble recovery, that would have gave us 4 extra points. We don't know how everything would have ended up, but those are 4 points that you could have had that you could have added to the final score, which would have given you more than enough to tie. I mean, you would have had more than enough to win the game. So if you would have got the touchdown on that play, or whenever you just got to the 1 yard line or the 2 yard line, if you would have scored after that, it would have been a completely different situation. The fact that we had to kick 4 straight field goals and got a safety, it was ridiculous. It was one of those situations where we had 14 points. If anybody was from the outside looking in, they would have said, hey, the Falcons scored 2 touchdowns. That's not how it happened. we kicked 4 field goals and got a safety. That's how we got 14 points. So I'm sitting here looking at the scoreboard, and I'm like, man, it seems like we did a whole lot more than the scoreboard is showing. The scoreboard is not telling the whole story. Wait a minute, we got a Superman chat. First Superman chat of the night. Adrian says offensive struggles. The offense struggles to score every week. Never involves the 3 best players. Yes. And the only thing Arthur Smith has to say is, we are not interested in fantasy football. His arrogance puts Bill Belichick to shame. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat.
Can we start there? Is that where we're going to start? Where are you going to start talking about this game? The fact that he wasn't using our top first round draft picks at all?
Yeah, will you start there, Coach Ronnie? How do you feel about him not using, quote unquote, not using the
I mean, it's predictable for him, but what was funny was that at the post game press conference that we listened to, the reporter asked him. He was like, "Yeah, so you didn't involve Kyle Pitts or Bijan Robinson down, or I don't think he said Drake, but he's like, you didn't involve Kyle Pitts or Bijan Robinson down there at the when they had the opportunity to score." And he was like, Pitts was out there. Arthur Smith said Pitts was out there. Pitts was on the field, and we just decided to move another way. And he was like, yeah, the reporter was like, yeah, Pitts was out there, but he was blocking, right?
That's what he said.
And it was just like, yeah, this is the problem, Arthur Smith. This is what everybody's saying. We have these guys, and you're refusing to use them.
But, the thing is that whenever it shouts out to everybody who's putting the ASGTG, and I did not think this was going to get this much steam. But the thing is that whenever he mentioned that to Arthur Smith, he said, hey, Kyle Pitts is blocking most of the time. Like, what are you going to do about that? Essentially, he kind of disregarded it and just kept giving the spiel that he wanted to give. Mm-hmm. So, I don't think it's one of those situations where, it's something that's legit going to be worked on. Shouts out to my homeboy Winston at the eye test. Winston and John Harris. John Harris says, this is John Harris. The Falcons beating themselves today from different miscues and mistakes from all three phases of the game. From head coach to the water boy. Da-da-da. That's a Superman chat. Goodness gracious, Mr. John.
Was he dropping cups? He wasn't refilling fast enough. The water boy was messing up. Oh.
Man, that's tough, man. That's tough, Mr. John. Also, yeah, we got Adrian's. Yeah, so basically, once we look at it, and we can say they struggle on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball. If you give up 31 points, like, you are struggling. Like, that's something that we definitely had to acknowledge. Now, 7 of those points came from an interception, if I'm not mistaken, and then Bijan Robinson, he fumbled. But there's one thing that I've been saying for years, Coach Roney, whenever I first got involved in football, is that offensive coordinator's job doesn't really, really, really start until you get into that red zone. You can do everything that you want to do, from the 20 to the 20. You can do everything in the world that you want to do, but when chess becomes checkers is whenever you get into that red zone and that field gets condensed.
So that's where they can prove their worth.
That's where they really prove their worth. And we continuously do not see it. Arthur Smith, and it's crazy because that same reporter, and I don't know what vendetta he has against Arthur Smith.
You could tell he didn't like Arthur Smith.
You could tell.
He was being respectful, though, but in a disrespectful way, if that makes sense. Like, you could tell from the tone of his conversations that he was like, yeah, you ain't real. Like, you're not going to give me a real answer, but I'm going to still ask in a way that that I know that you.
And everybody else go, though. Yeah, look, we all know what it is.
Yeah.
But the crazy thing is that, it's one of those situations where it's like he was basically holding his feet to the fire. So moving forward, I think we all have to acknowledge that, like, there's some sort of disconnect. I don't know if it's with the actual team. I don't know if it's with the coaching staff. I don't know if it's with the front office, but there's some sort of disconnect because that same reporter, whenever he was mentioning that, we haven't been scoring touchdowns the last few games, what did Arthur Smith say? He said, well, look, the yards are there. You have the influx of yards. You just don't have the points. It's like, look, whenever we're acknowledging something that you haven't done good, don't tell me something that you think you've done good. That's something I do. I do it all the time. I'm going to be honest with you. Coach want to be like, hey, coach, you haven't been doing this. I'll be like, well, look, I've been doing this, though. That's not going to resolve anything. You got to acknowledge you haven't been scoring the points. I don't care how many yards we have. Whenever we can go back and look at these previous games, there's been times when we've gotten more yards than the other team. The Washington game, the Washington Commandos, whenever we played against them boys, they were easy like a Sunday morning, the Washington Commodores. We played against them, we got like 3 times as many yards as they did. Who won? You got to be able to score whenever you get in the red zone. Mm-hmm. Eric Bieniemy showed that he was a better offensive coordinator than Arthur Smith and Dave Ragone.
Every time they got in the red zone, they scored.
Every time they got in the red zone, they scored. Cut and dry, simple and plain. Coach Willie Dot with the Superman chat, he says to Coach Roney, I didn't want to believe it. I held out hope. Coach Arthur Smith had what it took to turn this team around. Seeing this disaster in person left me dejected.
Wow.
Coach Roney, you have been vindicated. So I got to give, since that's that $10, I got to give it. It's hard to dance whenever you feeling dejected. But, I got to.
You can do like a slow interpretive dance.
I can't do a slow interpretive dance. But I can tell you that dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat. Thank you, brother, Dr. Willie Dot. Much love to you, fam. Much love to you. Man, I'm seeing a whole bunch of hey hoes. Arthur Smith has got to go. Coach Rod, I don't know if you know what you done started, girl. So, I mean, so you said that's the first thing we kind of want to highlight, right? We want to talk about how the playmakers weren't in the game or the playmakers weren't being used to the best of their ability. Who was drafted 4th overall? Was it Jonnu Smith or Kyle Pitts?
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
That's a good question.
I'm just asking because
if somebody need to be out there blocking,
so,
I wouldn't look at my 4th highest draft. First of all, the highest drafted tight end in history.
In NFL history.
And go, no, you block. Let me get this guy that was okay on the Titans. Let me put it all on him.
And look, it wasn't a situation where Jonnu Smith was just okay. Jonnu Smith was a baller for the Titans. Him and Delaney Walker, they were really good players.
How many years ago was that?
What, 3-4 years ago?
Okay.
Like both of them were ballers for the Titans. But you look at that and you say, okay, well, we drafted this guy 4th overall, the highest drafted tight end in NFL history. And there's times where I'm looking out here when they're in the red zone, 1st and 10, second and 9, 3rd and 6, and Kyle Pitts ain't even out there.
Nope.
Then there's times when he's out there and he's blocking. How often do you see Travis Kelce blocking?
That's what frustrates me. Because some people be like, oh, well, maybe they're double covered. Maybe he's realizing they're putting a lot of, you know what I'm saying? But it's like there are superstars on every team that get the ball all the time. They still get the ball. That's your job, to make sure you're feeding them. And that's part of his job. If he's going to be the offensive coordinator, play caller is what he says.
He's the play caller.
Okay, and he's this offensive guru. How has he not figured out ways to get his stars the ball? And why does that not bother him? That he's not,
because
it's literally blowing my mind as I'm speaking about it.
Because it's one of those situations where Arthur Smith, he feels like it's him, not the players.
What do you mean it's him?
He feels like he's the reason why the team scores, not the players' abilities.
So it doesn't,
so he
places
feels like
no value on high draft picks?
He's approaching this like Jonnu Smith and Kyle Pitts are the same guy.
Oh, my God.
That's the way he's approaching it because his system is just that good. But it's shown true over and over and over again that his system is not that good. All you gotta do is look at the stats. it's shown true that his system is not that good. If it was a situation, and then he had the nerve to come in a press conference and say, "Hey, yeah, so we realized in the fourth quarter how they were attacking the run, and we made our adjustments then." Like, don't try to show me how smart you were in the fourth quarter whenever we just had the ball 4 times in a row and couldn't score and had to kick field goal. Like, don't tell me that, because that's just going to make me more pissed off. Don't do that. There's a problem in Atlanta, and it's the coaching. Everybody said, hey, Desmond Ritter's the issue. Desmond Ritter. It's like I was telling people over, y'all probably seen me on Smitty's show. You probably seen me on Uncle Steve's show. Twisted Torch, shouts out to Twisted Torch. You probably see me all over the place. And people ask, hey, Coach, do you think we need to make a trade for a quarterback? Some people mentioned Kirk Cousins earlier. I said, Bo, I don't think it matters who it is. As long as you got Arthur Smith in this system, it doesn't matter. You can be Joe Montana, Troy Aikman, Patrick Mahomes. You're going to get what you get, Bo. You're going to get what you get. And Arthur Smith's ego, he's approaching this thing like, hey, my offense is what it is. It doesn't matter if you're Marcus Mariota, which is what he tried to prove us last year. Mm-hmm. He force-fed us Marcus Mariota. Like, he literally pulled out the funnel and a broomstick handle and force-fed us Marcus Mariota. Until somebody had to step in and say, hey, Coach, they've had enough. Desmond Ridder, he tried to show us Desmond Ridder, and it got blatantly obvious to the point that he had to fake an injury and say the kid had a concussion. He's cleared, but he's like, oh, well, I'm no medical expert, but I don't think he needs to be playing. Then a few days later, yeah, we're going to go ahead and go with Taylor Heineke. Mm-hmm. What in the world? So he feels like it's just his system. So whenever you see Jonnu Smith getting the ball, twice? He got the ball twice inside the 5-yard line, and Kyle Pitts was blocking. They ran a reverse, and then they tried to run, and then they tried like a jet sweep pass or something. I can't remember exactly what it was. But he got the ball twice in the 5-yard line. It didn't work. And Kyle Pitts was blocking. So look, y'all, this is just where we at. This is where we at. This is something that we got to deal with. The king in here. Shouts out to the king. Bank rolls in the pockets of my jeans. I'm a king. Shouts out to him. He said, Big Low. Identifying our problems is easy, but finding solutions is another story altogether. What's our next move? Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chant. Look, man, we've been having problems with this offense since Arthur Smith has been here. You can change the players. You can make the moves.
Spend money.
You can spend the money. You spend $120,000. I'm sorry. Let me get that right. M's, $120 million. You spent $120 million this year, and you still got the same result. So we're still in the same place we were in last year. We're 4-5. With all these moves that we made. You got the Calais Campbell looking good wearing 93, Jesse Bates wearing 3, top-rated safety in the league. You got all these. You got Bijan Robinson running around here with the hanging earring, looking good, taking pictures for everybody. You still 4-5. So to answer your question, Coach, look, we also got another Superman chat. Keon's here. He says, AS initials, Arthur Smith's initials, are one initial way from being perfect for him. But why did he take any shots downfield after the Vikes went up until that last play? Bro, I legit don't know. It's like somebody asked him that. It was like, yeah, could you explain your play calling, for the last series of the game? And he was like, yeah, we gave him 5 seconds, and, we just went ahead and checked it down to Bijan and checked it down to Jonnu because they were playing shell coverage. Like, you don't have nothing to beat shell coverage. You know that's what teams run against you. If they're trying to keep you from scoring in the last play of the game or the last few plays of the game, you should have something set in place to get down the field. Like every team practices this during the preseason and during training camp. They have something that they could put in place where we could score within a minute. It looks like we didn't have anything in place. It looks like everybody's just kind of running downfield. And we just had to check down if we didn't have nobody downfield. If you could, make sure that you hit that like button for us. If you're frustrated, I'm pretty sure y'all hear the frustration in my voice. I'm pretty sure you hear it. My apologies. If you're frustrated like me and you need a way to express it, make sure that you hit that like button. Also, Keon, that's that. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. But I'm legit trying to figure it out, guys. Let's get it. Says, said it from the start. Arthur Smith's ego is going to screw us in the long run. Jonnu Smith is being used more than Kyle Pitts. Let that sink in. Mm-hmm. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's the leading receiver on the team.
Jonnu Smith?
Jonnu Smith is the leading receiver on the team,
God.
bro.
This is...
So, it's like I was telling Coach Ronan, I don't know if any of y'all seen Mad TV. I know some of y'all young Thundercats, you know. Some of y'all young Thundercats, y'all don't know what Mad TV is. So before they had TikTok and Instagram, you know, y'all know how they do all the skits on TikTok and Instagram. We used to have Mad TV that used to come on, what, like 11 o'clock at night, Coach Ronan, on Saturday?
Yeah, it came on 11 o'clock on Saturday.
Yeah, so it came on like 11 o'clock on Saturdays. It was like a skit show. Like they had different characters, right? So there was just one character called Stewie, right? And Stewie, he was the biggest adult on the whole Mad TV cast, and he acted like a kid. He talked like this, you know. And basically, like his mom would always, like he would never listen to his mom. So whenever, you know, Stewie felt pressured, he'd be like, "Look what I can do." And he just do something. Like, he just do something. Like he had a little jerk. Look what I can do.
It was never good.
It was never good. It was never good.
But he was showing out.
He was showing out according to him.
According to him.
According to him. You know, kind of like Mama Crack. You know what?
No. Kind of like Arthur Smith.
Kind of like Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith gets down in the red zone. We at the 2-yard line.
Where the Atlanta Falcons fans are the mom. Like, hey, just show them how we get the ball in the end zone. Just simple. Just make it simple. Just show them.
Get it in the end zone.
He's like, no.
Just show them.
I don't want to.
Arthur Smith, he's like, Arthur Smith, no, I don't want to. No. And then it was like, hey, Arthur, can we just get it in the end zone? What, Arthur? Look what I can do.
Jonnu Smith.
Like, what in the world? This is where we at? Come on, man.
You know,
golly. Oh, my goodness. Shouts out to iTest. He says, John Harris, he says the worst thing that happened to Heineke was Arthur Smith having a week to prepare him for the game. Blind leading the blind. Everybody falling into a hole.
Oh, my God.
That's rough right there,
The
John.
worst thing? Jesus.
Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat.
That's messed up.
That's messed up, man. That's messed
Dred
up.
said, Arthur Blank, look what I can do.
Who said that?
Dred.
Oh, my goodness, man. Well, yeah. I mean, that's exactly what happened. Oh, man. Let's see here. Jared's in here laughing. Dred, yeah, that's Arthur Smith. Oh, Arthur Blank said, look what I can do, too. Man. But, yeah, I mean, and then meanwhile, it's like you got this defense over here. You know, I think we're witnessing the defense wearing down. That's what we're witnessing right now. Football is a game. John Harris just mentioned it a few minutes ago. Every phase of the game needs to be in place. And it's just like anything else. There has to be a yin for the yang. If your offense can't get the job done, and your defense has to continuously go out there to get stops, it's like they gonna wear out. Cause I if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure I heard the defense coming out the field singing in unison today, Coach Ronnie.
What were they singing?
Huh?
What were they singing?
I think I heard him saying, "Truth is we tired."
Oh my God.
I was sure I heard him. Options are few. We playing ball. Offense, where are you?
Oh my God.
We all tired out. Please score a TD. Like, that's where we at, man. You know,
Oh my God.
you watching the defense wear down because over and over again, like these first 7 games, it's like I don't care what nobody says. It's like whenever your team whenever the other side of the ball continues to let you down, you have a fight or flight response, and you can try to fight as much as you want to, but if you see that your teammate eventually and the other side's coaching staff ain't gonna have your back, sooner or later you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna have to play hero ball. The same way Matt Ryan used to have to do back in the day, whenever it was the other way around. You remember? Over and over again, Matt Ryan, he used to be like, man, we just gonna go out here and score. We're gonna go out here and score, and we just need a few stops. Only thing is, the few stops never came. So now Matt Ryan gonna be like, now it's one of those situations where Matt Ryan like, look, this was on Johnny and Marshall. He just slang it. I put this one on the ice cube.
This is on my little cube.
Julio down there somewhere. I just gonna say it. Then it's a pick. Guess what? We lost the game because of the pick. Because there's not a game for the game. We see this defense, they've been playing great those first 7 games. Now, it's like you're starting to see it. It's like, hey, they're biting on some double moves because they're trying to create a spark for the offense. We're starting to see that. P starts to sing, brother. Truth is we tired. Oh, man. Y'all are crazy, man. But yeah, I could have swore I heard him singing that. D. Howard says, choir, hey, hey, ho, ho. Oh, man. Man, shouts out to everybody that's in here chilling out with us, man. We definitely
There was
appreciate
a lot of
it.
appreciation in the chat for the Matt TV shout out.
Oh, there he is? Oh,
Yeah.
what they said about Mad
Just because
TV?
people, like, they remember Mad TV on Fox, and somebody shout out Artie Lang. Oh, there it is, Big Dummy. Shout out Artie Lang. Jerry G said he remembers Mad TV in the 90s on Fox.
Yes.
Keelan, look what I could do. And then Willie Doc was talking about the steward, like, I don't want to say. Oh my God. Jerry G starts out Aries Spears.
Oh, my God. Aries Spears was hilarious.
And then Dirty Bird 08 was like, Mad TV was a classic, but I'm about to homie the clown Arthur Smith. So I got to shout out to him in living color.
He got shot in living color, man. You took it back with his living color. But yeah, I mean, look, it's one of those situations. Chosen One here, he says, Lo, you need to take over the play call and do this on the offense. I'll do it.
We got somebody in the chat, Ken Neatso. He said he's a Vikings fan. He's here, but he's being entertained.
Oh, well,
he's like, it was a very close game.
Man. Well, look, Candy, so we definitely appreciate it. We appreciate you for coming on and chilling out with us. I mean, shouts out to the Vikings, man. Finding their resolve and getting this win.
Well, first of all, I like that quarterback, Josh Dobbs.
Oh,
I
yeah.
liked him.
Oh, yeah.
And then people are like, well, he wasn't there for but 5 days. And you told me today he was a rocket scientist?
Yeah.
Literally, when people say how simple things are, they say it's not rocket science. So if he's a rocket scientist, I'm pretty sure learning some of the playbook is not rocket science. So maybe he was just a little bit more prepared than people give him credit for.
I mean, yeah. I mean, so I don't know if you've seen the clip, but before he went in, he was actually practicing the cadences with the offensive line because I guess he didn't really have that much of a chance to practice it with them.
He's new, but did he still go out there and?
I don't think I seen any false starts today.
And this is what I'm like. It's not rocket science.
It's not rocket science,
It's
Arthur.
not rocket science.
Tell Arthur it's not rocket science.
Somebody needs to tell Arthur that.
Look what I can do.
Look at just random noises.
Arthur, just run it.
It's like, Arthur, we don't need to see all that. They were talking about down to the water boy. Like the water boy pouring the Gatorade over his back, trying to get it into the cups and stuff, missing completely. Because it's just like, can y'all
just put it in the cup.
Straightforward. Just pour it in the cup, y'all.
Oh, man, what the doc says is Big Low. He says, if Arthur Blank decides to fire Arthur Smith midseason, would Jerry Gray take over as the interim head coach and hire Josh McDaniels as OC? I mean, to be honest with you, I really don't know. I know Jerry Gray is the assistant head coach, so he possibly, would be the interim head coach. But I mean, to be honest with you, that's a bridge that we have to cross when we got to it, because I don't know if that's in the plans. Like, that's a good question though. That's a good question. Shouts out to One Time for the Fan. I see old Jack Spade in here. Much love to you, Jack. So the Shot Boys was at the performed today at the game.
That's the Party Like a Rock song?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And one of them looked like old Jack Spade. Old Padre sent the picture to me. He put it on Twitter. I like, that dude look like Jack Spade a little bit.
So he's performing at halftime.
This way says, hey, ho, ho. Arthur Smith has got to go.
Hey, ho, ho. Arthur Smith has got to go. Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
He definitely has got to go. Somebody talking about Atlanta Dog 88, so we know what team he roots for. He said Dobbs went to Tennessee, so it's more like model rocket science.
Wow. Wow. Well,
first of all, yeah, we were in Tennessee this weekend.
Well, Atlanta Dogs, I mean, I can't not Rocky Top.
Good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top Tennessee.
Now, I'm riding with my dogs. I'm riding with my dogs.
I had fun at that game, though. I was the main one singing.
that food was good, too. That food was hit. Food was hit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I still love you, UGA, but Rocky Top will always be home, sweet home to me.
Little cuz, if you go to Rocky Top, I'm
good old Rocky Top. Woo!
Oh, man, Retro Sports Talk Show, he came in, he says, Arthur Smith gone yet? No, he ain't gone, man. Come on. We got a game that they preparing for next week. So, they got to run up against the Arizona Cardinals. I don't know if what's going on with Kyler Murray. I don't know if he's supposed to be playing next week or not, but, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I think it's one of those cases, Arizona Cardinals, and then the bye week after that, that's whenever you ask the questions. Like, if they lose against the Arizona Cardinals, that's when that's when you have to legit sit down and ask the questions. I do have to ask y'all a question, though. Have you hit the like button yet? That's the question. Have you hit the like button yet? If you could, make sure that you hit that like button for us. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. We will definitely and greatly appreciate it. Shouts out to my homeboy Jack Spade from One Time for the Fan. Biggest Falcons fan I know. Make sure that y'all subscribe to One Time for the Fan. We would definitely appreciate that.
Jamal said he wants to request a song for Arthur Smith. No. You cannot, Tramal.
Look, Molly talk. Man, you know what? Look, I know that there's some Saints fans that's in the chat.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
somebody asked me who's leading the division right now.
Of course, Jerry G is in
Jerry.
here trolling.
Jerry G's in here hating his heart. Okay.
Yes, full of hate.
Molly Mall's in here hating.
As usual.
Look, the season ain't over with yet. The season ain't over with yet.
Well.
So
No, it's not.
Saints fans, it's like, I know that y'all feeling yourself right now, but Derek Carr is still your quarterback. Dennis Allen is still your head coach. Don't get, in the words of Lil Wayne, don't you, y'all know about this your boy, ever get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable, Saints fans, because, the other shoe going to drop sooner or later. Shouts out to my homeboy Ghost Peppers. He says, Coach Low, what in the world? Smith's hubris is the biggest obstacle. It rears its head everywhere, from interviews to personnel usage to draft picks to play calling and game management. Now, Coach Ronnie, you're the English major in the family. What's hubris mean?
It's a term used to describe like extreme pride, like in your self-pride, but to a point where it's a negative thing.
Okay.
Not just having self-confidence. It's just being extremely overly proud in a negative way.
Okay, I got you. Ghost Peppers with that huge vocabulary. I appreciate you, Bo. Sometimes, and I was telling somebody about this at the game. I was like, sometimes we just don't see what people are trying to do whenever people are smarter than us, right? It's like my brother. He's a producer. Back in the day, whenever we used to have Big Dog Productions, because I had the 3 albums on Big Dog Productions. And I remember sometimes he would put songs together. I was like, what is he doing? Like, this don't sound right. You know what I'm saying? And then whenever it would all come together, I'd be like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. And maybe it just all hasn't come together for Arthur Smith yet. Maybe that's what it is. Or, like, maybe he, this is it. Like a final Michael Jackson concert. like a barbecue chain in Atlanta. Maybe this is it.
That's good.
This is it. Y'all send my check. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, man. Willingham Tony says Atlanta play calling is suspect. Shouts out to you, Willie. I mean, look, it's one of those things where we just kind of got to figure out, moving forward what we're going to do. So Greg says, I don't know what in the world wrong with our team. Every time we gain footing, some of a whatchamacallit put something in the path shaped like, what's that?
Like an L?
Like an L, okay. Like an L, ice, oil, banana grease. What in the world? What you talking about, Greg?
I'm saying every time we get footing, there's something down there to give us the L. Ice. We can't keep our footing because we're sliding on ice. We're sliding on grease. It's a banana peel.
Okay, so
oil.
Banana peel. Okay,
yeah.
not just a banana.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, banana peel. Cause I don't want to be eating banana backwards, like Will Levis. That's what Jack said. Jack Spade said he eat banana backwards. I like how you eat a banana backwards. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
That's a Superman chat. Much love to you, Greg. But I mean, yeah, we take one step forward, 2 steps back. Dr. Slick says, play calling hubris. I got to use that in the future. I'm going to sound so smart when I say hubris. People going to be like, oh, okay, I see you, Coach Low. 330 says, what in the world, Bo? He says, I'm driving, but I'm in here, man. Much love to you. You drive safe, my brother. You drive safe. Now, hold on, wait a minute. So, Molly Mall.
I told him no. He's doing a super chat to get around it.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
All right, Molly Mall. Molly Mall says, I want to request Stay by Jodeci. Arthur Smith, baby, won't you just stay?
For a little while.
No.
He's been here a little while. Time is up.
Tonight. We want Dennis Allen to stay. That's who we want to
Yeah,
stay.
exactly. We dedicate that to Dennis Allen. How
Y'all
about
keep that false sense of security, Molly Mall. The other shoe gonna drop soon. That used car. What did they used to say they used to put in them used cars at the buy here, pay here's man. They said they doggone, what was the name of it? They said it was like some stuff that you put in the oil tank so it like don't leak oil to nothing. Where you can drive it good for like 100 miles and
then it start leaking again?
Yeah, it start leaking and the car be worse. So that's doggone, what was the name of it? Man, I can't remember. Once I remember, I'm gonna throw that one at you, Molly Mall. Smitty's in here. Shouts out to big bro Smitty. Smitty said, man, y'all out of control. Sasha, she says, as a Vikings fan, let me just say the underutilization of multiple top 10 picks is unbelievable. That comment was so hubris, Sasha.
No, absolutely not.
Your hubris comment is that?
Why would she have hubris? I already told you it's a negative thing.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
That is so unhubris, Sasha.
All right, stop.
No.
Just respond to her
Okay.
comment. Oh my God, this is getting as sad and difficult and wrong as your haikus. So just move on.
Don't be hating on the haiku.
I can't hate on your haikus. You don't do a haiku.
I did a good haiku the other day.
No. Move on. So Sasha, yes, that's the exact problem that we're having. I don't understand. Maybe you could say if it was one top 10 pick, you're like, oh, well, he's just not using them right now. Maybe he'll get them involved later. It's literally all of them from the last couple of years. They're just not using them, including our rookie, who was on pace to really he was looking like the face of this team and on pace to really shake up some things in this league. And he's just letting him fall to the wayside.
Bijan Robinson had a really, really good game. No, I'm sorry, really, really bad game like 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And then after that game, it's like you see him going from Bijan a whole lot more. Mm-hmm. And, I think it's one of those situations because some people say, yeah, we're using Bijan too much. Me, myself, I believe once you get you a young running back, you use them as much as you can while you can. Mm-hmm. But I feel like it's another one of the situations where Arthur Smith is going Stewie mode saying, look what I can do. So, giving Jonnu Smith the ball 2 times at the 5-yard line, 6-yard line, like that's, you're trying to make someone, if I'm not mistaken, Jonnu Smith was an undrafted free agent, and I understand it's not where you start, but it's where you finish. But I feel like the Atlanta Falcons are more heavily invested in this young talent like a Bijan Robinson and like a Kyle Pitts. Unfortunately, Drake London didn't play today, but they're more heavily invested in those guys. So why not try to use those guys to the best of your ability? And, I could very well be wrong. I could very well be wrong. I know some people say, hey, you're not a coach in the NFL, so what do you know? But I also know that sometimes some people get opportunities because of who they know instead of what they know.
Hello.
So that's just one of those things. Iron Mike's in here. He says, if you think you mad now, wait until the off season. When we keep Arthur Smith and Ryan Nielsen get a head coaching job somewhere else.
That would be a nightmare.
If you think you mad now.
If you think you're mad right now.
Wait until the off season. Da, da, da. That's a Superman check. But I mean, look, if that were to happen. I mean, if that were to happen.
Oh my God.
I mean, because think about it. The Saints are, a losing streak away. from Dennis Allen being gone. I mean, look, we want Dennis Allen to stay
long and prosper. So
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. I mean,
that
we love Dennis Allen.
that's gonna end the exact same way.
Where's
this
Uncle
is gonna
Steve?
end.
I need to hit the button like Uncle Steve. We love Dennis. I need like we love Dennis Allen. We want him to stay there as long as he can, you know, because we know what Dennis Allen's going to do. You know, so I mean, it's one of those things. Keon says, Coach, you still hang out at the standing room only area with the other Falcons celebrity fans? Wait a minute.
What?
I didn't. With the first of all, the other, I'm not a celebrity, but he says I've been looking for you before the game to chop it up for a few before kickoff, but I ain't seen you. Oh man, Coach. Well, so we actually came in late today because we drove back in from Tennessee like earlier this morning. But yeah, I normally try to go through there and chop it up with everybody. But yeah, hopefully I can catch you next time, Coach. Matty Ghost in here. He just came in and says, yeah, fire Arthur Smith. That's
Straight
all
to the
he
point.
Hey, Matty. Dixon Way, he says, Arthur Smith is Jada Pinkett Smith, and us Falcons fans are Will Smith. We need to end this mentally abusive relationship. Doggone, bro. That's rough. Jada said, yeah, whenever I went, I didn't go as his wife. Dang, Jada. That's rough right there. Don't do Will like that. So I do want to ask y'all, if you could do me a favor, like, once again, it's not a situation where it's an elephant in the room. We're in the room. Like, what we're paying attention to is the room. Do y'all think it's time? Or do you think this season, I'm not even going to say during the season or after the season, do you think sometime before next year's first game, y'all think it's time to let Arthur Smith go? If you do think that's the case, put a 1 in the chat. If you feel like it's a situation where, we need to keep him, put a 2 in the chat. I just want to know what y'all are thinking. This is the coaches meeting. We get the opinions from everybody in the room. You gonna say something, Coach Ronnie?
Yeah, I'm looking in the chat, and Body Bagum is talking about, Heineke or whatever. But he said paying a backup $20 million. What's wrong with this organization? Did we pay Heineke? Who paid a backup $20 million?
I thought we paid him $10 million.
We paid Heineke $10 million?
Yeah, I think he's like the highest paid backup in the league. But yeah, I think we paid him $10 million. If somebody on the coaching staff could let us know how much that we pay Heineke, I would definitely appreciate that. Yeah, J. Ma, Uncle Steve sound bites do be killing me. Uncle Steve went in his bag with those. Who that dude in me? He says we love Arthur here in New Orleans. Also,
yeah, okay.
I bet y'all do.
I know
I bet y'all do. Let's see here. Yeah, so I said if you think it's time to go ahead and make that move from Arthur Smith, put a 1 in the chat. Feel like it's one of those situations where it's like, hey, let's move on, put a 2 in the chat. I'm sorry, let's keep him, put a 2 in the chat. Yeah, we're gonna check up on that $20 million Body bag him. I thought it was 10, but
D. Howard said $10 million per year.
Okay, it was 10. Okay, I definitely appreciate that. So let's see here. Let's look at the votes in here. G, he says hashtag fire Arthur Smith, hashtag fire Rich McKay. So G, I don't think you know it. So Coach Ronan, she has the hashtag. Please give him the hashtag, Coach Ronan.
ASGTD, GGG, and it stands for Arthur Smith's got to go because hey, ho ho, Arthur Smith has got to go. That's the movement.
It's a movement
It's
now.
the movement.
Okay.
It's a lifestyle.
Okay, I hear you. Just like the mustache.
Yeah.
James Lewis, Jamal Lewis's little brother, says 1. Cool Beans. We seen Jamal Lewis on Saturday.
Yeah, we sure did.
Cool
in
Beans.
Tennessee.
In Tennessee.
Arkansas.
Woo! Jason Grigsby says 1. C double. James Lewis wanted to reiterate. Tim Dartmouth James said it again. He said one again. He just wanted to reiterate. He wanted to reiterate. How about hello? Atlanta Skate Man, D. Howard, Kenneth Lewis, James Lewis again. Just one. Matty Go says Arthur Blank is a seat. Wow. Okay. Zantega. So it's looking like everybody's saying one. G. Body backwards. Arthur Smith should have been gone last year. Because with the doc says one, if we don't make the playoffs, then bye. Lamar, C Double, Matty Ghost. They all say one. I mean, so it's looking like it's John Higgins, J Maul, Sterling Woods, Marcus Allen. We loved you with the Raiders. They all say one. Dwayne Harris, he says, Big Low, didn't you have to wear a Saint shirt after one of those losses? Come on, come on, Bo.
It's gotta be a Saints fan.
Come on, Bo. Wait, what? So I wore the shouts out to my homeboy Big Q. I didn't wear Saints merch. I wore my homeboy Big Q's merch. There's a difference. Shouts out to my homeboy Big Q, man. Great sake, think take, man. Much love to them boys over there. Jermaine, MacTown, Dread. He said what Coach Rody said. Larry from the Dixon Way, yeah, he says one. Fire Arthur Smith. I mean, so it's looking like it's pretty. It's looking like it's pretty. We're all in unison, the same way that the defense was singing on the sideline.
Well, there's a lot of dissension in the chat about what Heineke's contract is.
Oh, okay.
Double is saying it's $14 million for 2 years. Clay Melton, he's the second highest paid backup. He's saying the same $14 million for 2 years. However, D. Howard is saying 2 years for $10 million each. So it's Leslie, a 2-year contract for $20 million. Ayo Kilo is $20 million. Cool Beans says up to $20 million with incentives. It's kind of a Philly one. 4P Philly one says 2 years for $14 million. Okay. Marina, 2 years for $14 million. I mean, it's different.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought it was two years for $20 million, but
Dredd says CBS reported $20 million.
Oh, okay. I mean,
and he's also volunteering to be your agent because he saw your press conference.
Oh, Dredd, you volunteered? Okay, well, we gonna have to talk because, as far as being, well, you know what, you gotta talk to Coach Ronan. You gotta talk to the manager to determine whether you can be the agent because I gotta have my deals. Like I can't, the deals. That's where I'm making. That's where I'm keeping all that money to live off of after my playing career. So,
Clay Melton kind of merged the two. He said that $20 million total is $7 million a year, and the rest are signing bonuses and incentives.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, so I think it's safe to say we could just say $10 million. So I mean, moving forward, I think
that is a lot of money.
I mean, somebody said in the chat it's the second highest for a backup quarterback. So I mean, moving forward, I think it's one of those cases where I'm not mad at the way Taylor Heineke played today. Did he throw a pick? Yes. Did he miss some throws? Yes. But whenever he got tackled, he held on to the ball. I mean, I take one turnover all day instead of 3. I mean, I'll take it. Because we only had one turnover, we had a chance to score 28 points, and we could have easily, shouts out to Uncle Steve, we could have easily scored 40 points. We were talking after he got off his show a little bit earlier. We could have easily scored 40 points. So, I mean, that's something we got to take into consideration. C Double says, Big Low, you on my coaching staff. Well, you on my coaching staff too, Coach. That's how coaches do it. Now, look, if I get a job, you on my coaching staff. If you get one, I'm going to be on yours. I mean, that's how they do it. Shouts out to Darnell. He says, I wish there was a way to get Caleb Williams. I'm going to go ahead and make the prediction right now, Coach Roney. I know that the Vikings said they plan on re-signing Kirk Cousins. I'm going to make the prediction right now on November the 5th. The Vikings are getting Caleb Williams. I'm making a prediction right now.
What?
Yes. Yes. They go. They want to make sure that Justin Jefferson gets hopefully a top notch young up and coming quarterback, and they will want to pair him with Jordan Addison, who came out of USC. I'm gonna go ahead and say the Vikings are going to trade up for Caleb Williams. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Y'all heard it here first. But yeah, I don't think the Falcons are going to be making a move for Caleb Williams. Richard Russell, he says Caleb Williams is the hero we need. Rich, I thought you was my boy. I thought
it's the hero we need.
I thought you rocked with me, Rich. Like what in the world? Caleb Williams is the hero you need. Man, that's rough, boy. Doggone. I thought Big Low was your I can be your hero, baby. Goodness gracious. Willie Dot says, he says how they would have to trade a lot. I think they're willing to do it. They're building that team off of, being able to throw the ball. I mean, you might as well, if you're going to do it big, right? Tyler Russell says, I decided that I should help Arthur Blank out and unburden him from the day-to-day leadership needs. Okay, all right, I hear you, Tyler. Go do what you feel like you need to do. Dwayne Harris said, no wonder you losing bets. What in the world? What in the world? I hear you, Dwayne. Get that hate out your heart, Dwayne. Get that hate out your heart. But yeah, I seriously think that the Vikings are going to make a move for Caleb Williams later on. Moving forward, I don't know what the Falcons are going to do. I think as of right now, this team, it kind of just depends on who the coach and the offensive coordinator is. To be completely honest with you, it depends on who the coach and the offensive coordinators are. Because if you bring in why bring in another young quarterback on this team whenever Arthur Smith isn't doing what he needs to do to develop him? I mean, I just don't understand who looked at the Tennessee Titans and said, man, Jake Locker is a world beater. Right? Who said, man, Marcus Mariota's a world. I just remember every time I seen Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans, I always thought, okay, there's no offense there. That's what I always thought. I was like, okay, that's a vanilla team with no offense.
I remember Marcus Mariota, and I was like, they'll win a couple.
Yeah.
Every now and then, and he'll show flashes of greatness, but they're not going to win.
Yeah, they ain't going to do nothing big.
That's it. And then when they brought him here, I was like, well, maybe it'll be different. Trying to be optimistic.
I don't know.
You see that got us.
You see where that got us. Jermaine Simmons says Arthur Blank needs to stand up to Smith and start firing him on the spot. Man, boy.
Oh.
Goodness gracious. That is rough. I mean, look, I don't know if anybody's seen. I mean, I was at the game and I seen Arthur Blank over there with his arms folded. I was like, uh-oh. I said, uh-oh. It's gonna be rough. Sounds like they're gonna have a conversation, and I don't know if any of y'all seen the press conference, but Arthur Smith did not have that same hubris attitude that he normally has.
Hubris is the thing. You don't have to add. It's not an adjective. It doesn't describe things. It is the thing.
Why can't I get it right?
Just the same hubris.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah, in that press conference, he definitely sounded deflated.
Yes. I mean, it's like, how he normally interrupts people while they're asking a question. He let people ask the full question today.
Oh my God, they got the full question.
Yeah,
now.
And
even the guy that was being respectfully disrespectful.
I don't think he was being respectfully disrespectful. I think he was just calling out some of the things that we've seen, and it may have felt respectfully disrespectful because people just never do it.
Yeah.
And the reason why they really never do it is because he never really gives them a chance. Mm-hmm. He wants to dictate the conversation. I just don't understand the whole idea of acting like Bill Belichick when you ain't won nothing. You ain't won nothing. Like you You can't Bill Belichick people. And the crazy thing is, Bill Belichick ain't even like that. Bill Belichick he lets people ask questions. Like, he don't let them like start asking questions and just interrupt them and just say what he wants to say. So I don't know. Willie Cameron there, he says Will Levis is a real deal though. The Titans finally found their franchise quarterback since Steve McNair. I mean, look, from what I seen last week, boy, Will Levis is looking like the truth. He's slinging that thing. Fran Chisel, he came here, he said, you got to shave the mustache, Lo. Man, boy, you got to shave the mustache. Look, I think it's time. I think it's time. I don't
Double
know.
and Slick Nuts. I see they're talking about his Pat McAfee interviews.
Let's see here. C Double says, man, Coach Art was begging to keep his Pat McAfee interview. What y'all talking about?
I mean, you remember we were in the car. We were talking about those Pat McAfee interviews. I just find it off-putting that a current coach of a professional NFL team is on that show so much. I don't like it.
I mean, he's on there like every week, right?
Especially when he treats the Atlanta media like trash. But then he gets on the national media and is talking to Pat McAfee like they're buddies, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
It bothers me.
I mean, you got to keep that same energy. Like, don't do for one and don't do for another one. You know, It's like you willingly coming on this show over here, but
Yes.
you know, you got people that's representing our city, and it's like you ain't trying to show them no love.
No, and then you're calling the fan base toxic.
I mean, we got to have that conversation. I don't know if anybody heard, but like Archie Smith basically called the fan base toxic.
Not basically, he called the fan base toxic. Let's be clear. He called us toxic.
Okay, wait a minute. Padre came in here with a Superman chat. He says, friends, the doors of the church of the ASGTG are now open.
Oh, are we starting a church?
I guess so. I don't know what's going on. He says the free membership period has expired. And the price of a brick went up. Like, wait, hold on. Wait, we talking about church or we talking about the quarter? He says, dues is now $20 per month. Hello, I hang up and listen. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman check. What in the world? We talking about church or we talking about, damn, bro, you trying to slang on the corner? What in the world? Oh, man. Okay, so Lamar says that they pay him to be on there.
Yes, I wonder what he does with that money.
I don't know.
Why does he need a couple of dollars from Pat McAfee when he's the son of a billionaire and makes millions of dollars coaching? Like, what?
I mean, it's kind of like what my dad used to tell me all the time. Like, look, just because I got money don't mean you got money now. You know, I mean, so baby,
so are we now gonna act like his dad doesn't help make sure he gets jobs and money? Are we doing that? Okay. All right.
All up in that man resume. You don't know what that man got going on.
Okay. I don't. I'm sure his dad had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all.
I hear you. Hey, yo, Kilo says we make every quarterback look better. As a matter of fact, Clay Melton says we made Dobbs look like a Pro Bowler today. Now, y'all don't forget now that Dobbs torched that famous Dallas Cowboys defense that everybody's been talking about this whole season. Dobbs ate them boys alive. It's like, we can't sit up here and just act like Dobbs is some scrub.
And he's a rocket scientist.
And
Let's
he's
not
a rocket
forget
scientist.
that.
And he's a rocket. Look, we can't just act like he's a scrub. Like, Dobbs is a baller now. Molly Moss says, Big Low, are you sure that's an Arthur Smith mustache? He says, I think you had that 1990s R. Kelly mustache. R. Kelly didn't have no mustache in 1990.
Did R. Kelly have a mustache?
R. Kelly didn't have no mustache in 1990, Molly Moss. What you talking about?
I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look. I don't remember R. Kelly having a mustache.
Clay Melton says Arthur Smith is getting ready for his new job because he knows he's about to be fired. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Francisco says Arthur seems fake and two-faced. I mean, look, it's like he gives a certain amount of energy to the Atlanta fan base, but then he goes on Pat McAfee, and they say he kiki, there just to kiki, acting like everything's so cool and funny. Like D. Orlando, they better ask you questions, and
cutting them off.
you mean cutting them off?
Getting smart with
And
them.
then be like, oh yeah, I love you, D. Orlando. Like, well, wait a minute now. Like, do you really? Because D. Orlando, thing is, D. Orlando, he's still gonna be here.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
He's still gonna be here.
Seen a lot of you guys come
He done
and go.
seen y'all come and go, just like buses. Miss one, next 15, one coming. So, it's like he gonna be here, and I see that the hashtag ASGTGs are still coming in, Coach Rody. I think you started something. D. Howard, he keeps posting ASGTG. Willie Cameron, he says, Arthur Smith have an arrogance for somebody that's never won anything.
Yeah, that grinds my gears.
Man, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. C Double says he's gonna be an usher for the church. Like, wait a minute. So this is a church. Like, y'all don't know what y'all want to do.
We're letting the movement take us where we're supposed to be.
Okay.
And perhaps it is a place of worship and peace.
What in the world?
Tranquility.
Oh my goodness, boy. Y'all are just Lord have mercy. Look, I do need y'all to do a country boy favor. Make sure that you hit that like button. And it's crazy. We're actually 5 subscribers away from 4,500. So make sure, if this is your first time chilling out with us, make sure that you hit that like button. And if you want to catch us in the future, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Country Rails in here. What in the world, Bo? Hope you're doing good. Atlanta Dollar says, remember, Coach Roney, model rocket. Model rocket scientist. Tyler says, oh my God, the rocket scientist thing. Oh my goodness. Makes him sick.
Y'all hating on that man's advanced chemistry classes.
Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Podger says Arthur Smith is in his box, in his office, practicing folding boxes right now.
No, he's practicing losing boxes right now.
He says, I'll hang up and listen. Hello. Okay. All right. Padre, like, what practicing folding boxes? Goodness gracious. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. Oh, man. Keelan says, that's that Gucci Man. Sean Garrett reference. Also Mario. Loving you, loving you, loving you. Oh, my goodness. C Double says, helps handling those L's. Put them in those boxes. Wait a minute. Tyler Russell says, I think we may need a petition, Coach Roney.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I see you talking some, Tyler,
another petition from Big Low Kuntry Sports.
Now look, last time we did that was, it got intense. So for everybody that's watching, last year, whenever we were saying, hey, we need to see what Desmond Ridder has because we need to know if he's going to be the starting quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons of the future, and Arthur Smith was refusing to put him in, we made a petition. And some people say that the petition worked because we got a lot of signatures. We also got a good bit of backlash because some people didn't understand how contracts work. Apparently, the same day we wrote the petition, Marcus Mariota's wife had just had a baby. They said, wow, Big Low is petitioning for this man to lose his job when he just had a child. He's making $15 million a year. How will he ever survive? Like, making more money that year than a lot of people were making their lifetimes. And I don't think they realized that he's still going to get $15 million.
Regardless of if he plays
regardless
or not.
Of
that's
whether
how contracts work.
Exactly. Regardless of whether he starts or sits. So, moving forward, I don't know, Tyler. I don't. Man, is that a bridge we even want to cross?
Shout out to Big Q. He just jumped in the chat.
Oh, wait a minute. Big Q in here?
He just jumped in the chat, yeah.
Where Big Q at? Let me see if I can find old Big Q in here. And shouts out to my brother. There he is. Big Q. He said, YOLO. Y'all okay? See, I go Big Q. Big Q always coming in here. You don't never just be like, hey, Lo, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I was just thinking about you. Nah, it's like he always, after we lose, here come Big. It's like clockwork. It's like the rooster crowing in the morning. Here come Big Q.
But when he's covering a game and we win, he goes off immediately.
He go off immediately. We win the game. He go off. I remember, whenever we made that miraculous comeback, Big Q called me at the stadium. Like, hey, Lo, y'all okay out there? I like, look, Q, we're going to win 25-24. Like, okay, Lo, if you think that's the case now. Then we won, and then he just went off. I like, what? Big Q,
here comes Q.
What
hey there, Big Low, how you doing?
But Big Q, he didn't only send me a message. He texted me too. Look at him. He texted me. Hey, Big Low, y'all okay over there? Hey, Q. I hear you, boy.
Oh, my God.
Man, so people saying that they will sign a petition, Coach Ronnie. Like that. Oh, man, boy. I just don't know if I want to deal with that backlash again. Oh, boy. Man, that's real. D-Flow in here, he says fire Arthur Smith ASAP. Mama says Arthur Smith just want to wrestle. He said he want to wrestle somebody. G here says
we know
hashtag.
He used to wrestle.
He said hashtag ASGTG. Dun, dun, dun. That's a Superman chat.
Hey, ho, Arthur Smith has got to go.
Boy, Coach Roddy, boy, you finna get me so. Ooh. Boy, I already know. They gonna be talking about us. Ooh. Man, I can't believe Coach Roddy talking about Arthur Smith. But see, that's one thing that we have to realize, though, right? It's like everybody has their own opinion. And, one thing that I'm always going to be entitled to and I'm always going to follow and speak on is my opinion. Cut and dry, simple and plain.
I mean, look, this reminds me of another Wire quote. That if people want to come talk about you, if you come for the king, you best not miss. So if you want to start that petition, I don't care what anybody has to say about it. It better not come for you.
I mean, if Arthur Smith gets fired, they're going to be like, hey, I can't believe Big Low made Arthur Smith.
He has children.
He has children. $1 billion isn't as much as you think it is.
A shipping empire is not enough to fall back on.
Y'all knows that shipping and handling prices went down. Like, the shipping business isn't what it used to be. I mean, but one thing that we have to realize is that, number one, we all watch sports and we watch the Falcons all in good fun, right? And it's like, I don't care what nobody say. You can't tell me how to feel about my team. I go to these games. I go to away games, and we go out of the country to away games, and we throw parties at away games. It's like, you tell me how to feel about my team. You know what I'm saying? It's like, because the fact of the matter is, Arthur Smith can come mess this team up and leave tomorrow and not give no cares about what he done. And if he decided to, he don't got to coach again, which is why this situation is so dangerous. It's like he can legit do whatever he wants to without any worrying about any repercussion for what's going to happen in the future in this industry, right? Mm. So it's like you, just like on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you dealing with the wild card. You don't know what he's going to do.
He's the wild card.
He's the wild card. See, Double said he's a billionaire son. He's going to be all right. He just goes hang out with Pat McAfee every day. Because Padre says this week where comes from the book of red zone scoring. Bishop Roney might even speak in tongues.
Oh, field goal.
Also, the tithing is a little off, folks. Oh my good. Dun-dun-dun. That's a Superman chat. Tyler says, man, I ain't heard of speaking in tongues for a while now. You took it back. Tyler says, mate, he says, facts, Big Low. Yeah, man. Yeah. Drew says we need Ritter back. But the thing is that does it matter?
Nah.
Does it matter? It's like, y'all seen Kurt Warner did he did a full breakdown, and he was like, look, y'all, I won Super Bowls and I'm in the Hall of Fame. I don't know why he would do this. It's like he's literally having a free rusher come on the boot. So, what that boot is, after you run that play action, acting like you're gonna hand the ball off, and then you turn around, in that bootleg action, where you look for somebody to throw it to. Like, so Desmond Ritter's running and he bootlegs to his left, which is his non-throwing side, and there's a free rusher that's coming, aiming at his outside shoulder. He doesn't even have time to throw the ball. It's like, things like that don't put you in the best position. Now, people may say, why would you have a free rusher? And because me and Coach Ronald were talking about this. So if we're going to get a little bit technical and talk about football, talk about a little bit of football. So
talk about it, Coach.
Whenever you run, especially that outside zone run blocking scheme, a lot of times you'll let the guy that's on the back side of the play, you'll let him come free because he's not going to make that tackle.
So the guy that's furthest away.
That's the guy that's furthest away from the ball. He's not going to make that tackle.
He doesn't have time to get
exactly.
To the play.
If he does make that tackle, he needs to be in the
otherworldly speed.
Exactly. Exactly. He needs to be an Avenger if he makes that tackle.
The Flash.
A simple. But so the reason why they let that guy that's on the back side of the play, that's farthest away from where the play is going, free, is because they use that guy. They use all of those blockers to work the play side because they want to have as many blockers available for the play side and for someone to get upfield and block that linebacker at that next level. But I don't know if it's a situation where Arthur Smith thinks his play action is so effective that he's going to fully show a run look, and he's thinking that they're going to run that play action and that guy that's coming free is going to bite down on that runner that doesn't have the ball. I don't know if that's what he's thinking, but Kurt Warner was legit sitting there like, I don't know why they're doing this. They're having free rushers. And I don't know if y'all remember watching those games with Desmond Ridder. It happens like 4 or 5 times a game. Like Desmond Ridder has a free rusher and he's looking like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in this situation. So whenever someone brought it to Archie Smith's attention that Kurt Warner said, hey, I don't understand what's going on, Archie Smith kind of dismissed it. It was like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, well, wait a minute. I understand, me and Alberto and Smitty and Uncle Steve and Larry from the Dixon Way and all these other wonderful content creators out here, see things that we critique, but you got Kurt Warner, who, like I said, is a Hall of Fame quarterback, won multiple Super Bowls, went to multiple Super Bowls, conducted one of the greatest offenses in NFL history with the greatest show on turf. Mm-hmm. He's telling you, hey, I don't understand why they are doing this. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's a red flag. Like there's something going on, and the crazy thing is that we as Falcons fans, we're just having to deal with this and not knowing what's going on in the locker room or on the practice field. And it seems like Arthur Smith is a totalitarian. Like he wants total control of everything. So those are the reasons why the ASGTG was formed. C-Doe says, pass the plate around again. Instead of passing the plate, just make sure that y'all hit that like button. If you just coming in, if you need a way to support, just hit that like button. I would definitely appreciate it. Tyler says, I want Ritter gone too. What's that? Kareem Jones, he says, at least Ritter is playing better than Bryce Young. This is true. He threw 2 pick sixes today. So yeah, that's a really, really good point. Bryce Young is looking broken. He's looking broken. Chris 24M, he says, get Kurt Warner in as a coach. I mean, look, we need somebody to coach the quarterbacks. Is that for PF Little One? He says, Big Low, been a fan. Remember 2015 season? We were still saying things gonna change. I mean, you're right. Look, we were here, man. We were here. Trinity Clarkson is Big Low. He blamed Arthur Smith, not Ritter, for his play design and play call. Exactly. He sure did. He blamed Arthur Smith. I mean, Desmond Ritter, he didn't design that play. It was Arthur Smith and the best door dasher in the world, David Jones. Desmond Ritter taught David Grohl how to door dash. He was like, look, all you got to do is just get the app and, you good to go. These ways says we had first and goal on the 2-yard line, and again, we didn't run the ball with Bijan, Algier, or Cordero Patterson. You were right. Jonnu Smith got the ball. He's forcing Jonnu Smith down our throats. Padre says, Coach Lowe already got a deacon mustache, born ready for the church of the ASGTG. But I don't know how long this mustache gonna be around, Bo. Tyler says, for our team, yes, if we want to go back in time, I'm definitely taking Heineke. But once again, it's like, does it really matter? If Arthur Smith is calling the plays and Arthur Smith isn't willing to relinquish the play calling, like does it really matter? Because once again, it's like we'll look terrible, then we'll get a win when everything kind of goes the way it's supposed to, and then it goes back to, look what I can do. Like that's. Meanwhile, it's like we're wasted. 2022 was a wasted season. I hate to tell everybody this. 2022 was a wasted season. It was a wasted season. Marcus Mariota and Arthur Smith and their wrestling love relationship, whatever they had going on, wasted the Atlanta Falcons season. Cut and dry, simple and plain. That team could have easily went to the playoffs. They gave a game away against the Saints. Then we played the Saints the second time, and Desmond Ritter, he threw an interception. No, Drake London fumbled, right? Drake London fumbled like whenever we were driving down the field. But I mean, multiple games. Like Marcus Mariota against the Cardinals. I mean, not the Cardinals, but the Carolina Panthers. Like just throwing the game away. He couldn't hold on to the ball. It was just a whole bunch of. It was just a wasted season. And moving forward, it's like it makes you wonder how soon before Arthur Blank looks around, like from the things that I'm sure he's heard. I'm sure he heard people booing at Mercedes-Benz Stadium today. He heard people saying, "Hey, ho, ho, Arthur Smith has got to go." I'm pretty sure he's heard that. Is it one of those situations?
So?
Huh?
I said, you think so?
I think so. But is it one of those situations where it's like, is he going to be stubborn and stick with this relationship that he has with Arthur Smith? Or is he going to do something to bring in a winner? Because I don't know, I tell you, I talked to like 4 or 5 fans today who said, yeah, if Arthur Smith's going to stick around, I'm probably not going to be back next year as a season ticket holder. And I know that there's a group of fans out there who say, hey, I don't care. Like, season ticket holders, they don't have, like, no more say. than regular fans. But at the end of the day, cream, dollar bill, y'all, cash rules everything around me. Arthur Blank did not become a billionaire by just listening to the people who didn't have money. He didn't listen. He wasn't a billionaire. He didn't become a billionaire from listening to the people who didn't give him money. He listened to the people who gave him money. I mean, I'm not. It's economics. It's economics. He did not become a billionaire by listening to the people who did not give him money. Cut and dry, simple and plain. He fostered relationships. He listened to what the customer says, and he provided products, supply and demand. He provided products accordingly, and I'm pretty sure he didn't call his customers toxic. I think that's a bigger deal than a lot of people are. Acknowledging.
Well,
you can't call the fan base toxic.
I looked it up. Apparently, he said that the Atlanta Falcons fans have toxic groupthink.
That's calling them toxic.
Yes,
That's
I understand that. But I guess it's a way to act like, oh, well, that's not what I meant. I didn't mean to say they were toxic. I was just saying some of the things that they all think are toxic.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's not a positive. It wasn't a positive thing to say.
All right.
Like, that's not something that you say to your customers.
All right.
Right? I'm not going to be like, hey, y'all are, I'm not going to say to the coaching staff, y'all just have toxic group thinking. Like, I'm not going to say that. Everybody knows here in the coaching staff, it's a situation where everybody can express themselves accordingly.
They can have differing opinions.
They can have different opinions. I'm not going to, if we all disagree, like, if everybody thinks that I should not be the quarterback of the Atlanta Falcons, I ain't going to be like, man, y'all just have toxic group thinking. Whether I say y'all have toxic group thinking or y'all are toxic, either way, it's not positive. Cut and dry, simple and plain. If anybody has a channel who they say, negative things because they disagree, they might want to rethink the way they're approaching things. Cut and dry, simple and plain. I just know that I support the people who support me at the end of the day. Miller Mill says, hey, Lo, where is Terry Fontenot? I'm sorry. Where in the world is the quick passing game? I thought he said, where's Terry Fontenot? That's not what he was saying. He said, where in the world is the quick passing game in this offense? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's like we're seeing, we're consistently seeing a situation where, this team is, we're trying to recreate the wheel, man. We're trying to recreate the wheel. It's like, do what's working for you. You find what works and then do it. I mean, taking shots downfield, if that works, first of all, this offense will be a whole lot more successful than it is because that's what we've been doing. But it's obvious that hasn't been working. I mean, I know people were complaining about Dirk Cutter a few years ago. The offense is kind of starting to look like Dirk Cutter. Starting to see a whole bunch of screens, not that much creativity. You're not running the ball as much as you should. I mean, as a matter of fact, today, the Vikings out-falconed the Falcons today because they were grounding and pounding, and we were back there trying to flick the ball down the field so many times. Hayden Ryder says, love the channel, Big Low. My fiance has been the president of the ASGT for a while now. Starting to think she might be right. Also, where is CP? Well, first of all, that's a Superman chat. Wait a minute. Your fiance, cause my wife is the president of ASGT.
Same girl.
Same girl. Same girl.
Dang, hated, I told you not to give any super chats.
She the president of the ASGTG, man.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Does she not like Arthur Smith? Love some busy bee. She the president of the ASGTG, man. Oh man, much love to you, Hayden. But yeah, I mean, look, it's they might be right.
And as usual, Hayden, your fiance is right.
Trinity Clark says it's looking like 20.
You didn't do the duh.
Oh, I thought I did. My bad, Hayden. Dun, da, da. That's a Superman chat. My bad. I thought
It
I
will
did that.
both, as someone who's been married to the coach for 14 years, he's just learning this. But maybe you can start off on the right foot, understanding that your wife is always right, Hayden. Just follow along.
She got hate in her heart. Yeah, I hear you, baby.
I told you guys, he's just learning.
She got hate in her heart. Trinity Clark says 2023 is looking like another wasted season too. Shaking my head. I mean, but we don't know because we're just 4-5. We're just one game.
But the fact that you feel like that is the problem.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's not that you could turn it around later on. It's the fact that you're not feeling optimistic anymore based on what you've been through.
Yeah. Padre says that 2022 was a wasted season. 2023 is his long lost twin. That's rough. That's rough. Jason Willis says one big crab sandwich. And all the Falcons fans are going to take a bite. It's a one big crab sandwich. We just wish we had more bread. It's a panini. Oh, man. Carl Thomas, summer rain, sweet rain.
Ugh.
He said, I don't know why you don't like that song.
I don't like that song.
It's a beautiful song.
Ugh.
He says, this wasted season. Shouts out to Dirty Bird. He says, Big Low, this team has been a waste of time for 6 years. Wow, Coach.
Hey.
A whole waste of time? Man, it's sad. It's sad. It's sad. When the doc says he heard coo, not boo. Well, by me, there were people booing. I don't know if you heard it. There were folks booing. Martavian says, I'm telling you, Arthur Smith is out by the bye week. Man, I mean.
If only.
Huh?
If only.
If only. If only you. If. Shouts out to the Dick. So he says, hey, Big Low Kuntry, Ritter and Taylor Heineke are backup quarterbacks. Do we need to tank to draft a future quarterback? This season smells like last year, and all we did last year is ruin getting C.J. Stroud.
Ruin. Dang.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like I kind of go back to the point. It really doesn't matter. It depends on who the coach is. Mm-hmm. Like we could go get Caleb Williams. We could go back in a time machine and get Peyton Manning in 1998. It ain't gonna matter or 1997. It ain't gonna matter because if Arthur Smith is the coach and you got these rock pass concepts, it is what it is. Like, folks can't make no miracles, Bo. Folks can't make no miracles. You need something completely different. And Arthur Smith, he just got to go ahead and give up this play caller. We got Silverado 58 in here. Apparently is a Vikings fan. He says, Skull, much love to you. Thank you so much for chilling out with us. Padre says, Big Low Kuntry. I think Blank will be quicker to pull the trigger on Smith now that we are the oldest sports franchise without a title. See, why you had to say that?
That was crazy.
Why you had to say that? Mike Jenkins here with his weekly. He said, say it right.
Yeah, last week you just sped through it.
E-A-G-L-E-S, E-A-G-L-E-S. EAGLES and Eagles are they named both? Da-da-da. That's a Superman chair. I
You
still can't say it,
you
Mike.
left off the part about their 8-1 record.
Oh yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, but you got to read that.
Jealousy is real.
We don't know nothing about that around here. 8-1.
8-1.
What is that?
Man, boy.
That can't be nobody's record because teams don't win that much.
We don't see it.
We ain't seen 8 wins since Arthur Smith been here.
In the whole season?
Like 8 wins in the whole season? Like, how can you be at 8 wins when you only halfway through the season? That don't make sense. Because don't nobody win that much.
Y'all cheat. Y'all cheat.
Y'all go get Matt Ryan so we can know what that feels like again.
Pull him out the booth. Man. St. Gomer says, I feels for you, Big Low. I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. Richard Russell, he says, we all, though Marcus Mariota was a bridge quarterback, I'm assuming he said we all knew that Marcus Mariota was a bridge quarterback, but it turns out Arthur Smith was a bridge coach. Man, set up coach. That's rough right there.
Does he think that means he's setting us up for a great coach? Or are we just going to keep going down this path? Because, I mean, the way they picked Arthur Smith before they got the GM is kind of like, what did they think they were setting us up for? And do I trust them to now all of a sudden pick someone good? Because a lot of what I was seeing on Twitter were people comparing him to Dan Quinn, saying we got the same coach over and over again.
I don't see that because, I mean, I'm not trying to throw no shade or be funny because I know I say stuff, but people actually like Dan Quinn. I'm not trying to. No, I'm serious. I'm not trying to be like funny or anything, but like people actually like Dan Quinn.
Oh my word.
Steve Ramey says 4-5, but it feels like 0-9. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Martavian says, I'm telling you, we need Bill Belichick. I mean, Bill Belichick, he ain't doing no better. I mean, he done seen more things and won a whole lot more championships. But I'm starting to think, was it Tom Brady? That, like it's one of those things. My mom says, Big Low, you saying like Joe's little brother, Toe. Like what?
It's so stupid.
My mom's such a hater, boy. Man. St. Gomes said, I feel for you, coaches. Man, hey, we need it. We need all the positivity we can get. Bald head Falcons fan, he says Terry Fontenot need to fire Smith or both of them need to go. Because that's the thing. I don't think that's Terry's call, right? That'll be on the owner. Right?
What?
Like he said that Terry Fontenot needs to fire Arthur Smith or both of them need to go. I don't think that's Terry's call.
I don't know how that works. Does the GM get to fire a coach?
I don't know. I think it's one of those situations where like the owner kind of has the final say in that regard, or maybe the president. Chris says we have been 8-1 since 2012. That's rough. That's rough.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know we have the offensive guru there, but we ain't seen 8 wins since he's been there, and apparently we haven't seen.
Yeah, it's Steve Ramey says our highest rated player next year on Madden is gonna be Coop. I mean, look, if he keep doing what he's doing,
if they let Arthur Smith continue down this path, he's gonna ruin Bijan Robinson's rookie season.
Yeah. And
what is that gonna mean for players coming up in the draft when they see year after year after year that Arthur Smith has messed up Bijan Robinson? He's messed up Drake London. He's messed up Kyle Pitts. They're going to sit there and look at this team,
Exactly.
and they're going to go, I'm not going there because I'm not going to be able to have the career I want if I get stuck with the Atlanta Falcons and Arthur
Exactly.
Smith.
I mean, because at the end of the day, you think about it, it's like, let's just be honest. Top 10 picks are more valuable than a coach who consistently gets a 7-win record. Especially once again, I'm not trying to throw no shade, but a coach that people don't like. So with that being said, it's like they're going to have a decision to make, and I feel like they're going to side with the player. Like if Kyle Pitts, if he came and said, if he would have came and said, hey, I wanted to get traded before the trade deadline, it's like they're looking around like, okay, look, we used a whole bunch of crazy draft capital. We could have got Michael Parsons or another great player who's doing very well in the NFL right now, Penei Sewell. You know, we could definitely be using him the way Caleb McGarry's playing, and but we went with Kyle Pitts, and I mean it's not working. Jamar Chase, we went with Kyle Pitts, and it's not working. So I mean it's just one of those things. Because if you legit need to replace Julio, get somebody who played the same position. But it's a blessing that Jamar Chase didn't come to the Falcons.
Why you say that?
He wouldn't be the Jamar Chase that we know today.
It's a blessing for him.
Yes, it's a blessing for him. Yes.
And his career for sure.
Yes.
He didn't end up here because Arthur Smith would have tanked him.
Exactly. Look, I do need y'all to do a country boy a favor. Make sure that you hit that like button. I would definitely and greatly appreciate it. Could someone tell me in the chat how many likes we have?
Hey, ho, ho.
Thank you.
Arthur Smith has got to
One
go.
more time.
Hey.
Okay.
Ho, ho.
Oh, no.
Arthur Smith has got to
One
go.
more time.
Padre said that they're working on my remix.
Oh, they're working on a remix?
Yeah. Remix!
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so we got 125 likes.
Wow.
Man, definitely. Well, we definitely appreciate it.
CM Garrett said 139 likes.
Oh, okay. Much love. I appreciate everybody for hitting that like button.
Great, guys. Thanks so much. Oh, let me go ahead and hit that like.
Wait, what? Coach Ron be tripping,
Woo!
Golly. Coach Ron be tripping. Look, man, I appreciate everybody for coming on and chopping it up with us. Look, if you're watching the show and you have not subscribed yet, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. We would definitely and greatly appreciate it. I'm looking right now, and looks like we are, wait a minute, we're 2 subscribers away from 4,500.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
That's cool. So definitely make sure that y'all hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure that you share the channel with your friends and family. We would definitely and greatly appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for coming on and chopping it up with us. Wow, D. Howard said we're at 154 likes now. So I definitely appreciate that.
It was because of me hitting the like button.
Oh, okay, Coach Ronnie.
You're welcome.
I hear you, Coach Ronnie. I hear you. Well, look, we'll be trying to get together a little bit later on in the week. Think we're probably going to be seeing what we got going on. Next week is going to be a big week for our Atlanta Falcons. Tyler Russell says 158 now.
Oh, and we'll try to put up the vlog about what we did this weekend.
Okay,
going to the game, so y'all keep an eye out on the channel for that.
Definitely. We'll try to get that vlog out for you.
We're trying to share a little bit more.
What'd you say, babe?
I said we're trying to share a little bit more about the things you're doing.
Trying to let everybody in on what we,
just a little bit.
What we do and everything. So, yeah, we would definitely appreciate that if y'all hit that like button for us. Also, make sure that you show love to the rest of the Atlanta Falcons content creators. They work very hard to bring some great content to everybody, so we would definitely appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. I hope that y'all have a safe and productive night. It just crossed my mind, Coach Ronnie. I don't gotta work tomorrow. I took tomorrow off.
No, well, I gotta go to work, so it's late.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What you say? You gotta work?
Yeah, I gotta work tomorrow.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, man. Well, look, man. Thank y'all so much. Much love to you. Y'all take it easy. Please don't do anything that I would do. Y'all already know what time it is, man. What in the world, Bo?